All right, folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Cy. We're going to react to a video by Joe Rogan today and his man crush on Elon Musk. Okay, and so I will have to do commentary and I will be switching the screens because I don't want to get any of this copyright strikes. And even though this is fair use, we still want to do that. So I know you guys want the video to play, but we need to do commentary. So anyway, let's get into it.
This USAID thing that's going on, you know, Mike Benz has been on that like a pit bull, and I've been following him on X, and he's going to come back on here and kind of explain everything. But he explained it the last time he was here, and I don't think I really grasped it until Elon's 6 wizards. He brought in some young wizards to go in there and go over the books, and they are just finding crazy shit.
Look how dramatic he is. They're finding crazy shit. Bruh, you could do that with any administration. Why is he acting like this is something new? Like corruption is something new in the government? Or is he trying to shine the light on Donald Trump administration, actually acting like they're really doing something? They're not doing anything different in terms of fighting corruption. You watch how corrupt his administration will be. The next administration will come in and find just as much garbage as his administration will find. Guarantee you that. I don't know why Joe Rogan is acting like it's a big surprise.
It's great, and it's so interesting. I was listening to a left-wing podcast today.
Sure you
I
was.
like to mix it up. You know, I listen to all kinds of different stuff, and it was like I was listening to a different world. Like, they weren't even talking about all of this corruption and all this obvious buying of influence. Instead, they were talking about aid overseas and how people are going to starve. And like,
it's mind-boggling, and there's also, I have to say, I'm upset at the general pattern of a failure to recognize how right those of us who hypothesized that there was a racket that had overtaken our entire governance structure.
Give me this food up.
Now listen, we're nobody's fool.
Yes, you are.
And I pity the fool.
I pity the fool. Are these fools? Are these foolios? Really? The racket? Are these guys asleep? Every administration has had corruption way back to their heroes, Ronald Reagan, even before then. But Ronald Reagan was the worst of all time with corruption. Go check his administration out. He want to act like all of a sudden something is being overtaken. The fact, the government itself, the way it's set up, the money involved that the politicians get from the PACs, the whole system is set up with corruption. Why is Joe Rogan and his guests acting like all of a sudden there's corruption overtaking the government? It's always been that way. Foolios.
We turn out to be absolutely right about this, and no one's going to mention it?
No, you haven't.
Mind-blowing.
it's very strange that the media is ignoring it, especially the left-wing media. It's just too big of a win for the...
Joe, why don't you just come out the garage, okay? We know you're a conservative. You're not fooling anybody, okay? We're not the fools, okay? We know you are a conservative. Or do you just love Trump?
right, and so they're just ignoring it. And then they're just highlighting the good things that USA did, which I'm sure it probably did. Probably had to do some good things to like at least justify its existence.
As a cover story, I'm not even sure. Maybe it doesn't change anything. Obviously, this was a mechanism used to funnel money to all sorts of things that we didn't vote on, that don't make sense in light of our constitutional structure. And I obviously have concerns like everybody else about where this train takes us, but seeing that structure broken up it's a huge relief.
They gave...
You know what's amazing about people's commenting on politicians? No matter what side they're on, the other side is corrupt. Not their side, the other side is corrupt. And you guys know me. I don't like any politicians. I'm only going after the conservatives because they're the ones who always stereotyping us. They're the ones who's always using their stereotypes for their political agendas. That's why I go after conservatives. That's why this channel is about going after the corruption the conservatives do. They're all corrupt, ever since Ronald Reagan.
Gave $27 million to the George Soros Prosecutor Fund. So our own government is funding this left-wing lunatic who is hiring the most insane prosecutors who are letting people out of jail who commit violent crimes.
And that's exactly how this racket worked.
Why you give a little sniffle there, Joe? What's going on, brother? What you doing, man? What you doing behind the scenes? That's all I'm saying.
That the ability to tax the American public and then effectively get us to pay for being propagandized, for being surveilled, that's the game. And I don't know what era we currently live in. Wow. Obviously, there's a lot that's confusing about what the Trump administration is up to, but I don't think any reasonable person could be unhappy that we are exiting that era.
Exiting what era? The government has always been corrupt. Okay, if you don't like Biden, that's fine. But you will find, other than him dealing with his son stuff, which we all would do for our own son, so stop it. Other than that, he has done nothing any different from any politician, folks. From any politician. Okay, you guys know that. But these conservatives, man, what is wrong with them? You know, they don't love America. Trust me, folks. They only love what they can get from America. If you notice, most conservatives love rich people. If you look at their last two presidents have been rich boys. Matter of fact, daddy boys. They were born with spoons in their mouths. Their last two presidents. Trust me. And don't get me wrong, I like, George Bush, the second Bush was kind of funny.
I'm going to read off some of the things that this guy, Kanakota the Great, on Twitter listed. And this is off the Jesse Watters show. USAID, $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street. $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash, $27 million to give gift bags to illegals, $27 million, $330 million to help Afghanis grow crops. Crops. I wonder what those crops are. What's their biggest crop, Brett?
It's going to be the poppy seeds for bagels, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you know about those crops, huh, Joe? That's why you smiling, cheesing. Yeah, what you smoked this morning.
$200 million on an unused Afghani dam, $250 million on an unused Afghani road. This is wild.
Man, it's not.
I mean, some of this stuff is really, really crazy.
Well, yes, and, USAID is, of course, riddled through whatever international madness it is that caused us to open our southern border and facilitate an invasion through the Darien Gap. So, seeing that structure laid bare is... It almost feels like it can't be real. Like it can't have been this close to the surface, and yet here we are.
They were spending, is this number correct? I think the number that I read was $600 million every 2 months to ship in illegals.
Sounds right. I don't know the number offhand, but
what the fuck?
Well, you have to realize that.
Yeah. Why is he so dramatic? Okay, why is Joe Rogan? Maybe that's why his podcast is so popular. I know he's a comedian and a fighter, but come on, man. Chrome Dome. Come on, Chrome Dome. Stop acting like this is something new. Okay? Stop acting like you are.
And I pity the fool that tries to get in my way.
Okay? You're a foolio. Foolios.
Basically, we had a shadow apparatus functioning, and it involves all kinds of things. It involves payoffs to people who didn't deserve them. It involves contracting to entities that were necessary to get the work done. So I don't think we can properly understand what these numbers mean and what they're actually being used for, but it was a racket.
Well, we were always wondering, like, why is our debt so high? Why is the national debt so high?
It's high because rich people run this country. Okay? They make money off of wars. That's why it's high. The wars that we've been involved in. We're the only country that have military bases all around the world. Have you ever asked yourself why there's no foreign military bases right here in America? There's not. But we have them all over. And it's not there to fight for freedom, okay? It's there to protect rich people, okay, to make sure they can sell more lattes and hamburgers. That's all this is all about. It's all about the money. And you know, on Fridays, I always have Dr. Deshay in here to talk about this. So he'll tell you it's all about the Monday. So check on our Friday videos.
Like, why is our deficit so insane?
Stop acting
Well,
stupid.
this is it.
This man here. Okay, come on, folks. Why is he acting like this is the first administration to have ridiculous spending? Every administration you go through, when Donald Trump leaves the office, the next administration can come in and do the same thing. But he wanted to do this video to show that his boy, his man crush, is really doing something. How are you going to have a foreigner from South Africa running our country? Not running the country, but participating in some of the most important stuff, Social Security, having people come in, finding stuff in the books, people off the streets, and then call them wizards, 6 wizards. You should need special clearances for that. Elon Musk shouldn't have anything to do with government policies. There used to be a time when rich people pulled strings from behind the scenes. We've always known rich people run this country. We've known that. They're not even hiding anymore, especially on the right. They love money on the right. That's all they care about is money. They don't care about America. They care about what can America do for you or what can America do for them. And that's all they care about, folks. Okay, that's it for this video. Until the next video, take care.